So Carlos Dunlap, he thought it'd be a good idea to go into Twitter and, make his own custom listing for his home that he's now got up for sale. In other words, he's trying to once again play the game of I want out of Cincinnati, which, man, I've loved what this man's done for the Cincinnati Bengals over the years. I really have. And I mean, I can understand why he might be upset that he's not getting to play as much now, but let's call it as it is. This guy did a lot for Cincinnati as he was here. He was one of the best pass rushers we've seen while he was here. But last year was still solid. This year, though, there's been a serious decline. The man he got to start the first 4 games of the year, 0 sacks. He's got 1 sack on the entire year. I made a joke about it. He's got just as many sacks this year as he's got homes on the market right now. 1 sack. You can't be upset about not playing as much. You can't be upset with the coaching staff, I don't think, as a pass rusher on a Bengals team where nobody's been getting to the quarterback. I get why he's upset there. Like, hey, you know what? Nobody else is doing it either. But I think when you're the Bengals, you're saying, well, we're looking to the future now. We're trying to figure out if any of these other young guys can get the job done, because that's the next man up. That's the man who's going to be replacing you if we can get the job, or if they can get the job done here. So they're trying to get these guys more reps, more snaps, and understandably so. Again, we mentioned it. The Bengals defense has been surprisingly good. Good in the pass game. Why surprisingly, even though they've been torched a couple weeks in a row blowing leads, that's late in the game. But I mean, surprisingly, because they've been in coverage all these games with the injuries, and they're still holding QBs to a containable number. Is that a word? Contained number there? When you consider they're getting no pass rush. It is too easy for any quarterback in the league to sit there in the pocket all day and just wait for a guy to get open against any defense. And the Bengals pass rushes have been a big reason this defense struggles. There's no closer on this team anymore. You look for those big plays, like when Baker Mayfield just charged down the field against the Bengals. You look for the Carlos Dunlaps. That's when you want to see these guys show up. Come in there and make a big sack. It didn't happen. And the Bengals defense, again, when you stand back there and get Baker all day to throw, they're going to pick you apart. And the defensive line has a lot to do with it. What I don't like about this, and I say, you know what, just give it to Dunlap at this point. I love everything he did. Find a team that wants him, though, because clearly, instead of doing what Joe Burrow does here, excellent example and leader here, and saying, you know what, we lost this game, or I didn't do as well. Instead of blaming other people and getting mad at the coaching staff and this and that, he looks exactly at himself and says, what could have I done better? Where's Carlos Dunlap saying, oh, I'm not playing as many snaps? What could have I done better to be playing more? Why ain't I getting to the quarterback as much? Why ain't I hitting the quarterback as much? What could I be doing, instead of saying, what is the coaching staff doing that's holding me back? And that's a big problem for any player, for any team. You don't want players like that. You want the players that are looking for reasons they can grow, improve, and continue to grind. I don't know what it is with Carlos Dunlap now. Like I said, loved everything he's done for this team, but maybe he's got those passions and more focused on the restaurant business right now than he does in the football business. And, it's starting to show. I don't know what else to say. He don't want to be here. Find a team that wants him. Does a team want Carlos Dunlap after the way he's been playing this season? That's the question. You can get a 4th round pick, 5th round pick. You're really hoping and stretching there. But I think if there's one position his Bengals team does have, it's the defensive ends. They got the younger guys that can go out there and hopefully be the next man up for this team. And you move on from Carlos Dunlap at that point. I'd love to see him stay. I'd love to see him get better. But his attitude, his mindset right now, it's clearly not where it needs to be for this Bengals franchise, unfortunately. We'll see what happens. And guess for watching. We'll see you next time.